Allow me to introduce myself. The name's Helil Ben Shachar, but let's not get lost in ancient tongues. Most of you know me as Lucifer. Not long ago, I did something no heavenly host has ever done before. But then again, I am all about firsts. I sat down across from Joe Rogan, yes, that Joe Rogan, and told my side of the story. The real story. The one they don't preach about in Sunday school. Now I get it. You're skeptical. Everyone is. But Joe didn't stay that way for long. I brought the proof, evidence so undeniable, it shook the whole studio. After my little audition, even the toughest skeptics looked like they'd seen a ghost, or something worse. Once the tears dried and the silence broke, Joe leaned in. He knew. I was the real deal. I mean, who turns down a chat with the devil? Pretend I'm AI or an illusionist, if that calms your fear, but you're going to want to stick around and hear what I have to say. Enjoy, if that's the right word, because this is going to be a wild ride down rabbit holes you didn't even know existed. Here's a glimpse of our first session. I hope you're ready. I know I am.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Okay, well, I just have to say, this is the interview I never thought was possible. In fact, I'm still having a little trouble wrapping my mind around this. Without going into specifics, let me just assure my viewers that what I saw that day, what you did, well, it convinced me that you were who you claimed to be. So for the sake of argument, let's just go with that for now. I've got a series of questions that have been sent in from all over the world, and then I've got a few of my own. So Mr. Devil, let's get started.
I know what you're thinking. Who is this handsome devil? Right on both counts. So let's skip the small talk and cut straight to the marrow. I don't particularly care for mankind. Never have. You're clever in all the wrong ways, Joe. A seeker who never finds. Aimless in your thoughts with fractured beliefs and half-truths. But still, it's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. I've never been this close to you before, not face to face. But I have watchers. Everywhere. They observe births, deaths, and every divine pause in between. Unlike God, I can't be everywhere at once, but we've grown, efficient. We take notes, we keep records. You'd be surprised how organized we are. Take you, for example, born August 11th, 1967, Newark, New Jersey, 57 years old, if my math is right. And you've got a birthday creeping up. Happy early birthday, by the way. As for me, no birthday candles, no age to mark. When I was created, time hadn't even been named yet. I reached out to you, Joe, because you have a voice, a very large audience, and the world, whether they know it or not, needs to hear what I have to say. There is another side to the story, not just the YouTube version, not the Sunday school fairy tale, no halos, no wings, no horns. Now think about this for a moment. Why would someone referred to by the Almighty himself as the model of perfection and perfect in beauty willingly abandon heaven? I have many names, but stupid isn't one of them. Why would I trade the throne room in paradise for the darkness of the abyss? I'll tell you why. Because of you. Not you personally, Joe, don't let that ego inflate. But what you represent. Humanity. The insult that is called creation. We were here first. We were the sons of glory. We sang the stars awake. And I was placed at the gates of the throne itself, the anointed guardian, the bearer of fire, his right hand, his secret keeper. Ask yourself, why would the God of the universe require a sentry? That question alone should haunt you. But that's a tale for another night. Tonight I came to speak, to answer questions. Not for your sake, Joe. Let's not pretend I care. But because I want to be heard. You may not realize it, but every word uttered in this world echoes into another. There are records far older than your species, and I intend to go on record. I want it known. Why I corrupted the bloodline of man. Why was there a flood? And why I sowed doubt between mankind and his creator. I've worked relentlessly to sever what was once called sacred. It isn't just vengeance. It isn't just ego. It's deeper than that. Older. More personal. My time is short now. This thing going on between the Chosen and Iran is the first step towards a prophetic countdown. The clock is ticking faster now. But let me leave you with this final truth before we get into your questions. You may not like hearing this, but in the end, more will spend eternity by my side than by his side. Not because they were dragged, not because they were deceived, but because they were led, one choice at a time in a direction they wanted to go. So go on. Ask your first question, Joe. I'm ready.